So I'm John from HPF. I just wanted to show you our new 335 intercooler. JP has engineered it to use the factory couplers, so you won't have to change any couplers. And basically what I'm going to do is show you how easy it is to put on. First, what we have to do is rack the car. If you don't have a rack, basically just jack it up, put it on jack stands. So now with the car up in the air, we just have to remove these fasteners right here that hold this front support on, and it's pretty easy. I just use a 8mm nut driver, shown here, but pretty basic tool. I'll go ahead and start removing those now. A little trick that I use, I will leave one fastener towards the rear of the under tray, just finger tight. That helps hold it up while you're loosening everything else. The front bumper holds up the front of it, and the one loose fastener in the back holds up the back of it. So when you're ready to go, all you do is hold it up, take the one fastener out by hand, and that helps you basically hold it up while you're working on everything else. There's the whole under tray right there. So the next step would be to pull the intercooler out of it. It's this piece right here. BMW has designed it so it comes out incredibly easy. It's only held in by these two Torx fasteners here, and the pipes are held on by these quick disconnect clips. Now what I'll do is use a pair of 90-degree needle nose pliers, and if you look, there's a small opening right there for you to hook onto. I just grab that, pop it out just like that. That's all you need to do. Repeat on the other side, and it doesn't matter which side you start with. It just pops out and it locks. That's all. Next step would be to use a flathead screwdriver. You just insert the screwdriver very gently in between the intercooler and the quick disconnect hose right there. Now the quick disconnect hose end is made out of a very soft aluminum, so be careful not to bend it, but if you just give it just very gently give it a little twist, it'll break it free. You don't need to get it completely out because it won't move that far. Just loosen it so that when you take the intercooler out, it'll pop out easily. I can show you again on this side. This side's a little bit easier to see. I'll grab a light as well so we can light up the video here. You just insert the screwdriver lightly right here. Right there. See, it's already coming loose. Give it a gentle little twist. That's all you need right there, is that much movement. And the next step would be to take the intercooler out. Just a simple Torx driver. Loosen one side up until it's almost all the way out. Oops, I went a little bit too far there. Because you want it to help you hold the intercooler up while you work on the other side. Take the other side completely out. Support the intercooler. Now the other side, the side that you left loose. Now remove the fastener. And the intercooler should fall right out of the bottom of the car. Just like that. So the next step would be to trim out the support right here. It's all plastic. It's actually not a piece of the bumper, but it's a piece under the bumper. If you'll notice, the intercooler is so much thicker that we have to trim away about that much material right there. And it's just a few fins, very simple to do, just with a sander you have at home or a cutoff wheel. If we want to come over to the other 335, we've installed the OE intercooler backing it just to show you how far away we need to cut. So basically these little fins here and the bottom part of this support, you need to cut away about that much. But each car is going to be a little tiny bit different. So what I normally do and what I would recommend to you is to cover your new intercooler with tape, and as you're trimming away, just keep trying to fit it up there, and if you get far enough, it'll slip right in, no problem. So as you can see, we've trimmed away the support to fit the new intercooler. If you look at the intercooler here, you can see where the tape is a little bit gouged from test fitting it. That's fine, that's why we tape them. After we have cut the support out, I've also installed these two standoffs here and here. You remove the frontmost fasteners from both sides of the sway bar mounts and install these standoffs. These are where our lower brackets will go to support the intercooler. Also, what I've done is I've lightly greased these O-rings on both sides of the OE intercooler hose quick disconnect fittings, and that'll just aid in the installation process. Now that we're done with test fitting, you can remove the tape. I also recommend to blow the intercooler out once more, just in case some bit of anything got past the gap in the tape. You'll notice as you're working on the vehicle, pine needles, dirt, leaves, everything will be falling out of it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is remove the tape on the intercooler ends here. We'll need to transfer the locks from the OE intercooler to the new one, and that's pretty simple. With the lock unlocked like this, all you have to do is continue to pull on it, and the clip comes right off. And it installs in the same exact fashion on the new intercooler. Just start at one side and stretch the clip across the other side. It should lock right there. And that is the fully locked position. This is the unlocked position. And we want to install these in the fully locked position so you can hear it snap. I'll repeat with the other side. Pretty simple. Start here, stretch it across. Alright, now I'll go ahead and remove the tape on the rest of the intercooler and blow it out. As you can see, our clips are installed, our tape's removed, we're ready to put the intercooler into the car. One thing you want to make note of is this weather strip right here that runs across the bottom of the radiator. Let me grab a light real quick. Right here. This strip right here falls out easily, very easily, and just make sure it's secure because the intercooler butts up against the bottom of the radiator just like the OE one. And the reason we do that is because we want to utilize the radiator fan to help cool the intercooler just like the OE one. And another thing is, if our intercooler were to be further away than the OE one, there'd be a large air leak in here, which means the efficiency of the radiator fan in cooling the radiator itself would diminish slightly. So what we'll go ahead and do now is install the intercooler into the vehicle. You'll need a friend or somebody with a helping hand to help you because the shape of the front bumper doesn't allow the intercooler to slip in easily. The intercooler will fit through perfectly here, but because the front of the bumper is radiused and the intercooler is straight across the front, the two corners are going to hit the bumper right here a little bit. So you'll need someone to help pull down the front bumper a little bit, not very far. Now the reason we did this as well is because taking the front bumper off is kind of a long process in one of these vehicles, but this only goes for OE bumpers. If you have an aftermarket bumper or aftermarket front lip, we would recommend to take the lip off, but this the intercooler only overlaps the front bumper by about a ½ inch or so, so that's plenty of give right here. So we'll go ahead and install the intercooler right now. So we removed the tape, we're ready to install the intercooler. Like I said before, you'll need a buddy to help you because we'll have to pull on the bumper a little bit. And as I stated before, if you have an aftermarket front bumper, take it off. If you have an aftermarket front lip, take it off. This process that we use to basically keep us from having to take the front bumper off is only for OE bumpers. We don't recommend doing this on any other bumper rather than the OE one, because we all know the OE bumper is a little bit more resilient than aftermarket stuff. So what we'll go ahead and do now is install the intercooler. I have our tech here pull on one side a little bit. Now you start at one side, we'll insert the driver's side first and then work our way to the passenger side. So as he's pulling on it, you can see it's not much, just a tiny bit. He's not even wearing gloves. So it's just a tiny bit of pull. Just watch your finger there. Go ahead and move over to the passenger side. Gets a little bit difficult because these hoses will be pushing down on the intercooler. Okay, go ahead and hold that up. I'll grab the fasteners for it. We use the OE fasteners on the left and right side.